Howdy, y'all. I'm Justin.
And I'm Kim.
Welcome to Cowboys Like Us, the podcast where we talk about Taylor Swift and her music. Yeehaw. Hello. Happy New Year, everyone.
2024.
Woohoo! We're all one step closer to the eternal void. And welcome back to Cowboys Like Us, the only podcast designing a hamster-powered car. Renewable, sustainable energy. Hamster unemployment will drop to zero. Who says no? I'll tell you who says no. Ford, GMC, Toyota. The big boys in the auto industry are coming after us, but we are not deterred. We shall persist. Today, we are talking about question from Midnights. But first, we have some poll results. The people voted, and 'tis the damn season, got an 8 out of 10. Very respectable score.
Yep.
Too low, but respectable enough. Do you have any pod business you want to chat about?
No.
Okay. With that said, then let's get right into the news. News from around the Taylorverse. First up, Brazilian authorities have released the official autopsy report of Ana Benavides, the fan who tragically passed at the Rio concert, and her official cause of death was heat exhaustion, as we thought was the case. Time for fun. The organization in charge of the venue is currently under investigation for the crime of, quote, danger to life or health. And People magazine has confirmed that Taylor donated money to the Benavides family when she met them at her concert in Sao Paulo to help pay for Anna's arrangements and everything.
Here's to hoping it's time for fun gets held accountable.
Yeah, I think this is a big step in that direction because I'm sure they would have loved very much if there was some sort of pre-existing health condition that,
Oh, yeah.
they could have pawned it off on, but nope. Heat exhaustion. You know what you did, you dirty bitch, and now you're going down. Let's hope. On to our next story. Christmas. It happened. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
Well, Taylor celebrated by going to the Chiefs-Raiders game in Kansas City on Christmas Day. Her brother Austin was in the box with her. He was dressed as Santa Claus. Had the hat, the beard, the coat, the whole nine. The Chiefs, though, had an awful game, and they lost again. Travis was so frustrated at one point that he spiked his helmet on the sideline in disgust.
Yep.
Then after the game, Taylor and her family reportedly went to Travis's house for a Christmas party. Taylor's parents met Papa Kelsey. Mama Kelsey was in Philadelphia with Jason and their kids. And
Yep.
everything. So
Mama Kelsey spent Christmas with Kylie and Jason and the girls.
during the party, Austin Santa Claus Swift gave Travis a VHS copy of his favorite football film, Little Giants, from 1994. Travis says he pulled it out of his Santa sack. Quote, Santa killed it, he added. Yes. But, as it has been since it began, Taylor continues to elicit a lot of opinions from people. Gracie Hunt, daughter of the Chiefs owner, was interviewed this week about lots of things.
Isn't she the one who gave her the bag?
I think so.
Okay.
She's the
microphone.
elder one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they asked about Taylor, and Gracie said, quote, she is wonderful, beautiful, brilliant, all of the things. It's been so much fun to get to have her coming to Chiefs games. And she also added that she's, quote, so excited for Taylor and Travis and their relationship. But prominent sports talk shit weasel Skip Bayless has a different take. On Christmas Day, the day that commemorates the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and is theoretically a happy day where people give gifts, you know, a good day, one would think, to spend time with family and loved ones. He instead tweeted, Well, it feels like it's about time to call Taylor Swift a distraction. What do you think, Patrick? Andy? How about you, Travis? But thankfully, I don't need to go on a rant about how Skip Bayless is a dirty old misogynist bitch, because ESPN's Elle Lawson already did. And probably more articulately than I could, so I'm just going to quote her. Quote, "Do not blame Taylor Swift for being a distraction, for Travis Kelce not playing well, for the Chiefs not playing good. No, it's not her fault. I'm so tired of us doing this, and we do this to women. It's Jessica Simpson's fault. Tony Romo will spit the bit. Remember Kim Kardashian and Miles Austin for a hot second? It's her fault. It's always the woman's fault for distracting. Nobody's asking if Travis Kelce is distracting her from a world tour. No one's saying that, and I don't like that. I don't like that all of a sudden that this has become, this is too much, let's turn it on Taylor. He's distracted, like he can't carry on a personal life and also a professional life. Get out of here. He's Travis Kelce. Stop. She's not to blame, so please stop. Full stop on that narrative. Not okay. Stop."
This is super random. Who was the guy on the Saints that Kim Kardashian dated?
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, thank you. I could not remember his name.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, that has nothing to do with this.
No, but that kind of does, because it was another celebrity sports dating thing.
Originally,
that people worried about.
yeah, she said, remember Kim Kardashian and Miles Austin for a hot second. And I was going to say, how many times was Kim Kardashian blamed for anything the Saints did when she was dating Reggie Bush? But I could not for the life of me remember his name.
Yeah.
Pregnancy brain,
Yeah, what's happened to the Kansas City Chiefs is that they lost their offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, who is now in Washington, D.C., with the Commanders. They lost their best receiver, Mr. Tyreek Hill, who is now a Miami Dolphin. They basically are financially handicapped by Mr. Patrick Mahomes and his $500 million deal that he signed.
Yeah.
Because he deserves it, But when you pay one player a ton of money, that leaves you less to pay the others. And your team is weaker.
But it's okay because he bought everybody golf carts.
That's right.
For Christmas.
So.
Street legal golf carts.
Yep. You're going to have that. And Travis is getting older. And his knees and shit.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Are giving up on him. Which I can sympathize with. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs can't have a perfect year every year. I mean, they're gonna have bad years.
Yep. It happens. They'll be back.
I don't know. It's not even like this year has necessarily been like a horrible year for them. They just haven't been playing at their peak. So
Yep. They're still in good spot for playoff contention, so.
Everybody's just mad that they're not playing the way that they did last year. And so the only common denominator that people can find is the appearance of Taylor Swift. But, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's the the only reason they find that is because they don't look at the actual team.
Yeah.
Which would be more informative. But it's easy to blame women.
Or literally listen to any of the people on the team who say over and over again, we are not playing the way we should. We're not playing our best game. We're not playing as a team. We're not, they're the first to say it, too.
Yep. Listen to Taylor Swift's Mad Woman. It's about how people blame women for everything in the world. So, yeah.
Yep.
Do that. On to our next piece of news. A Swiftie on TikTok named Emma showed a copy of the 1989 Taylor's version vinyl, which she purchased at Target. And there was a interesting difference with her copy from other copies. In that, Mr. Matthew Healy is credited as a co-writer on Slut, one of the Vault songs. The lyrics of the second verse are also totally different on the album sleeve. Presumably, this was Maddie's verse that he wrote and presumably sang as well, which I have here and will read. Lights blink, losing my mind. What we think happens to rhyme. I drink, fortunate timing. Days shrink into long nights now, plus 44 on an American phone. Cat eye running down her cheekbone, but it's elegant. I tell her, you are not a slut, you're just relevant. And then she called me a gentleman. Some Swifties on Reddit have since confirmed that their copies from Target also have these differences. Taylor has not said anything as of this recording.
I'm assuming these Swifties have confirmed that it's just the lyrics in there, right? And like they don't actually have this version of this song.
That is correct.
Okay.
They do not have the Matty Healy cut.
Right. I hadn't thought about that until now. I know that there are plenty of people who, even if they didn't particularly enjoy Matty Healy and Taylor Swift dating, they were still fans of the 1975, us included.
Right.
They like their music. I would have to hear it, but just by reading these lyrics, I mean, it feels very Matty Healy, and I'm kind of glad we didn't get it.
Yeah. I like the version without him in there.
Yeah.
So I'm good with it.
Yeah, I'm really okay that we didn't get it. Also, if this would have been our only feature on 1989, I would have been mad.
Yeah, that would have been something.
I would have been mad.
On a happier note, Taylor has saved the vinyl industry in the United Kingdom,
I bet.
where vinyl sales had hit their highest mark since 1990, before either of us was born.
Yep.
1989 Taylor's version is the #1 seller in the UK this year. Speak Now TV, #4. So, 2 big ones.
It definitely helps when you release 5 different versions of the same album.
Indeed. In addition, sales of CDs and cassette tapes are trending upward in the UK. One has to assume, as I do, that CDs must be to Gen Alpha as vinyl is to millennials, and cassettes are to Gen Z. Cool retro collectibles.
Yeah. I think that's why Travis was so excited that Austin got him the VHS of his favorite movie.
Right.
Because, not that, obviously, Travis is a millennial, but, like, Gen Z is making VHS cool again, I guess.
I guess so.
It's so Gen Alpha are going to be into DVDs instead of streaming.
Oh boy. Well, you haven't seen quality until you've seen DVD quality.
Sure. Sure. You know, I've yet to hear anybody say, like, that version of, like, you know, oh, it was meant to be listened to on a CD. You don't appreciate it because it was meant to be listened to on a cassette tape. But if I hear somebody say that, I may jump off a cliff.
Yep, me too. Do you have any other news you wanted to chat about?
I don't think so.
The only other thing I had seen was the Scott Swift email drama in their dispute with Taylor's former manager, which has come out due to court filings. I don't understand exactly what's going on there because I'm not a lawyer and because the document is long as hell and I'm not reading all that, but I'm happy for them or sorry that happened. But one notable thing I did see was that Scott had prostate cancer. His prostate, according to him, was removed via robot, and consequently he can no longer get boners. Why he felt the need to email that to Taylor's manager, no one can say.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just, you know, men say stupid shit all the time.
They sure do.
So I can only assume that that's what it has to do with. But yes, I've heard about this. I have not, as of the time of this recording, had the brain capacity to look into it further, listen to somebody read it to me, explain it to me, whatever. So that may be something we touch on a little bit more next week.
Yeah.
If it develops any.
Whether it's about money.
Yeah, it always is.
The former manager wants more money because they claim they did more than Scott and Taylor claim they did. So.
Right, yeah.
That's all it boils down to.
He wasn't paid enough.
Yep. And they'll probably settle it, and we'll never know exactly how much he gets paid. So, there that is.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
But whatever they pay him, I'm sure will only be a drop in Taylor's bucket, so.
Indubitably.
Might be worth it.
Let's move on then to Chart Watch. On the Billboard Artist 100 chart, Taylor stayed put at #1. On the Billboard Hot 100 Singles chart, Cruel Summer dropped 5 spots to number 18. Is It Over Now dropped 4 spots to number 40. You're Losing Me dropped 9 spots to number 77. And on the Billboard Top 200 Albums chart, a much better week. 1989 TV rose 1 spot to reclaim the #1. Midnights rose 4 spots to go to number 3. Lover is up 2 to number 7. Folklore is down 2 to 12. Speak Now TV up 4 to 15. Red TV is still at 25. Evermore rose 6 spots to number 26. Madeline is not here to gloat about it. Fearless TV rose 19 spots to number 33. Rep is down 8 spots to number 42. And 1989 Stolen Version down 3 to 85.
I'm glad to see that it's dropping.
Yep, it's going slower than I'd like, but it is dropping.
Yeah.
Has dropped every week, so.
I feel like that's more and more people who are appreciating that the old one, or there are more and more people who are appreciating that the new one is better.
Yeah, I think so. I'm interested to see what the chart does just as a whole next week because Christmas is now in the rear view. Yeah. So the singles chart is basically going to reset, and then the albums chart won't be affected all that much, I don't think. Because people don't listen to whole Christmas albums as the Christmas songs.
Right.
Yeah. Time now to talk about the song of the week.
Song of the week.
Which was Question.
The song of the week. Okay, sorry.
Kimberly's working on drops. Question was originally released on Midnights on October 25th, 2022. It was written by Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff and produced by the same. And it charted at number 7 on the Hot 100 the week that Midnights came out, and every single song was on the chart. Mm-hmm. Some cert info. It was certified gold in Australia and Canada, and silver in the United Kingdom. What's Taylor said about this song?
Nothing about this song in particular.
Nope, not a thing. What about the critics? Do they enjoy it?
Slate said, should have been the lead single. Shows Taylor's maturity and growth.
Yep. NPR said that it is the kind of story song only Swift can write, dipping into jail pen poetry to cultivate a swooning mood, then focusing on a scene of romantic persuasion and betrayal drawn so acutely that it stings.
The Atlantic said, has twisty storytelling and last dance wistfulness.
The AV Club says it possesses classic Swift charm and potent use of metaphors.
The Guardian said, filled with subtle, brilliant touches.
Ben called it a synth-pop banger, infectious in its cutting and wistful inquiries, destined to be a radio hit.
The New York Times called it one of Midnight's best songs lyrically.
Paste Magazine said that it proves that sometimes making a great pop song isn't about the bells and whistles, it's about restraint.
Vulture said the chorus is cloying.
Billboard ranked it 13th out of 13 tracks on Midnight Standard and said, quote, even if Question doesn't fully congeal, the song boasts some fascinating tidbits to pour over.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So, mostly positive, but there are some haters out there.
Yeah.
Divisive.
Well, yeah, I get it. Kind of, I guess.
Yep. We'll get into what we think. But for now, let's move on to the fan reception.
Big Boy Rob.
Big Boy Rob.
Rob Sheffield ranked it 139 out of 243.
Yep.
He said, there's a great flashback to Betty in the chorus when two lovers kiss in a crowded room in front of all their stupid friends.
Yep. r/Taylor Swift rated it number 14 out of 20 tracks on Midnight's 3 a.m. edition of Survivor. Also, pretty bad in their mind relative to some of the other tracks.
I think out of the 3 a.m. edition, that might make a little more sense. But I think rating it 13 out of 13 is wild.
Okay.
We just have more songs to play with on the other one, you know?
Indeed. Let's get to the lyrics, shall we? The intro, we hear I Remember, which is an Out of the Woods sample. A clue, perhaps, that this song is about Mr. Harry Styles.
I'm just going to go ahead and interject my opinion that I do think this song is about Harry Styles. But Madeline is going to visit us from the Grotto. They have opinions about how it's not about Harry Styles and how it's gay. But I stand on the side of the fence that this song is about Harry Styles. So that's all I'll say.
Oh, well. Yeah, we'll see. Verse 1, good girl, sad boy, big city, wrong choices. We had one thing going on. Swear that it was something, because I don't remember who I was before you painted all my nights. Color I've searched for since. But one thing after another, fucking situations, circumstances, miscommunications, and I have to say, by the way, I just may like some explanations. So, good girl, sad boy, first actual line of the song, is interesting to me. Those two things are not related to one another. They are not opposites. They are not on the same scale as one another. They're different things. So, why does Taylor choose to open it that way? What does that imply?
Maybe it's because the two people in question, that is how they are perceived.
Harry Styles doesn't seem a sad boy to
by
me.
society.
Maybe.
You don't think he's a sad boy?
No. He was One Direction.
He was all of One Direction.
Him and Zayn were One Direction. The other three don't count. Moving on.
We're not even going to get into that. Okay.
Moving on. So the colors reference reminds me of illicit affairs.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be colors, I can't see with anyone else. And you know damn well, for you I've ruined myself a million little times. That's illicit affairs. So, is that song about Harry as well? If we assume this song is about Harry? Or...
No, I think she just likes that imagery.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. We've known her to do it.
It could be illicit affairs. I've never really thought about it hard enough to determine, but I think she just really likes the
concept of, using color as a...
Yeah,
I get that. I think the desire for closure that Taylor seems to be wanting here in this song is understandable, very mature, but ultimately, I don't think that Taylor, even if she gets the answer to her question, that they give her what she's looking for. And also, very different attitude from Taylor's attitude on the song Closure, where she doesn't need your closure.
So, that is the key to why I think the song Closure is about Carly and this song's about Harry. Now, I will not take back what I said just a second ago about Madeline coming to us from the Grotto, because that is where Madeline's going to come to us from.
It's happening.
But Madeline may bring the Grotto to us in a way of just like why people interpret this song as gay, and may not necessarily target why people think it's about Carly.
Right.
But if they do, then it'll make more sense as to why I'm passionate about the fact that this is about Harry and not about Carly. But anyway, I think the song Closure is about Carly, and this song is about Harry.
Yes. Spoiler alert, as we record this, we do not have the Grotto yet.
Yeah.
So, we don't know what direction it's going in exactly. So
Right, that's why I'm kind of trying to cover my bases, because I feel like I'm going to get a text, like Sunday, that says, if you would have listened to the Grotto, then you would have known.
that's on
But
them.
we don't have it to listen to.
That's on them. Yep. We told them to get it in. They didn't get it in yet. So we're still waiting.
They're traveling.
Ugh.
On his family.
How dare they? On to the chorus. Can I ask you a question? Did you ever have someone kiss you in a crowded room and every single one of your friends was making fun of you? But 15 seconds later they were clapping too? Then what did you do? Did you leave your house in the middle of the night? Did you wish you put up more of a fight? When she said it was too much, do you wish you could still touch her? It's just a question. First off, no. I never had that happen to me.
That's a very specific instance.
Most people have not had that happen to them. Presumably, then, this song is written directly to one specific person. Perhaps Harry Styles, perhaps someone else. Because, like we say, not a universal experience at all. So then, the reaction from the friends in the scene is confusing to me. Haha, you guys are in love, you fucking dorks. And then wild applause? How do you get from there to there? I don't understand it. Why do people do that? What changed?
I
am befuddled.
don't have a single friend who, if we started making out in front of them, they would clap. Other than at our wedding, I guess. We weren't making out. But...
yeah, it doesn't say making out. It just says kiss you.
Okay, whatever. But if we were showing affection to one another,
PDA.
most of the time, I feel like any of our friends would be like, like gagging noises. Because that's what we do to them.
I feel like my friends would respectfully look away, if anything. You know,
I mean, maybe.
And then just not say anything. Because, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. I don't understand.
Okay, I'll speak on behalf of my friends. All of my friends would make gagging noises and be like, "Get a room."
Yeah. Well, I have better friends. It's fine. You know, it's not a competition. I just win, but it's fine.
More of your friends listen to this podcast, that's for sure.
That's right. So, is Taylor, or the speaker, if we don't want to think it's Taylor, her, do you wish you could still touch her? You leave her house in the middle of the night? I definitely think it is, that Taylor is her. But then, the question has to be asked, why does Taylor choose to talk about herself in the third person here when she used first person in the verse? Is this a comment on the time that has passed, so she feels distant from that girl who was there then? She's not the girl she was, but if so, why does she still want the question answered? Why haven't you moved on, Taylor? I don't know.
She's salty.
Yeah.
But I've also always heard this, like, chorus as, like, I don't know off the top of my head what the word I'm looking for is, but, like, I don't know, said in a salty way, you know? And, like, the last part being defensive when it's like, it's just a question, you know?
Yeah. No, I get that. I think it's like a imaginary conversation that she has with them late at night, and she would never actually do it.
Right, yeah, she's imagining...
Because it would be very petty and small.
Right, they, like, run into each other at a party, in her mind. Like, she's making this entire thing up. Yeah. But they run into each other at a party, and, yeah. She's posing these questions like it's not her, but in, like, a petty way.
No, I get that.
Like, forcing the other person to acknowledge what they did.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that, for sure. Verse number 2. Half moon eyes, bad surprise. Did you realize out of time she was on your mind with some dickhead guy that you saw that night, but you were on something? It was one drink after another, fucking politics and gender roles, and you're not sure, and I don't know. Got swept away in the gray. I just may like to have a conversation. So, my quibble is I really wish it was you're not sure's and I don't know's, because that would rhyme better.
Yeah.
And it would also further emphasize the repetitive nature of this imaginary conversation, which presumably would be happening. Is on something a reference to drugs, or is it more like on one? Like I'm on one. Like I'm on bullshit. You know?
On some
bullshit.
On some BS. Porque no listos.
Porque.
Could be on drugs and also on some bullshit.
Donde está la biblioteca? You know? Yeah, for sure. Could be both. I, too, like Taylor, have used alcohol to escape from complicated feelings. It's temporary, but it's satisfying in the moment. To quote Fall Out Boy, I spent 10 years in a bitter chemical haze and I missed the way that I felt nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Yep, sometimes you just want to get away from your own thoughts and feelings. Bridge, does it feel like everything's just like second best after that meteor strike? And what's that I heard? That you're still with her? That's nice. I'm sure that's what's suitable and right. But tonight, presumably, the meteor strike is the event that blew up their relationship. And the life they've built in the post-apocalyptic world is only a pale imitation of the before time. You know? Like the dinosaurs getting wiped out by a meteor strike. And everything's second best after that, because you're like, man, I want to eat some plants, but they're all dirty now because dust is in the air. You know what I mean? Just not the same as it was.
Passive aggressive. Jesus Christ.
What?
That's what I was trying to think of earlier. I'm telling you, pregnancy brain is coming in full force today. I was trying to say she's being like snarky and passive aggressive in this song.
Yeah.
With her questions. Okay, anyway. Sorry, you can cut that whole bit out, but it just popped in my head.
No, you're good. And also, Taylor's heard he's still with this new girl. She understands on some level that is good and proper, suitable and right. But as she sits and thinks and feels, she doesn't care about that in the moment. She wants/needs to interrogate him and ask him questions and try to get the closure that she never got. Or to quote her from another song, in my defense I have none, but never leaving well enough alone, or taking up the grave another time, depending on the verse in question. Yeah, it's a thing she does, evidently, is just never leave well enough alone. Just keep digging, picking at scabs over and over again.
Yeah. reading through these lyrics, talking through them, is honestly just solidifying the fact that I feel like this song is about Harry, because it is reminding me about now that we don't talk, and is it over now? When the song came out, we didn't have those songs, so couldn't compare. But now, I'm seeing a lot of similarities. Okay. So there's another thing. You can decide who you think the song's about. But
speaking of who this song's about, let's take a visit to the Gremlin's gay grotto and hear who Madeline thinks it's about. It gets gay in the grotto. Put it in there. That's what he said.
Put it in there.
Yep. Because it's gay, get it?
That's what they said.
That's what?
They all said, all the gays.
Don't be homophobic, bro. God damn.
Pod Gremlin Maybe here. Welcome to the Gay Grotto. Question is arguably the gayest song on Midnights. I have an opinion about what this song is about, or who this song is about, but I'll get to that in a second. This song, with its heavy usage of the pronoun her, gets the queers in all of the right places. To point out some notable queer moments in the song, have you ever had someone kiss you in a crowded room and every single one of your friends was making fun of you? That is a queer experience. I think Justin mentioned, who has had that experience? Well, the gays. Who gets made fun of for kissing someone? Gay people. Two guys are kissing, they're going to get made fun of, historically. Two girls are kissing, somebody's going to cheer at them or make fun of them, historically. That's just how the culture has been, at least for the past 30 years. And certainly in Taylor's lifetime. Now, I think that this particular song, I like to think about this in my head canon as Taylor singing this to, the Hetlers are going to hate this, Taylor singing this to Carly Kloss's husband. Have you ever had someone kiss you in a crowded room referencing Kissgate and them potentially, arguably, maybe being caught kissing in public at the old 1975 concert from back in the day? But if I think about it as being Taylor talking to an ex-female lover's current male lover, it makes all the pieces fall into place. Have you ever had someone kiss you in a crowded room? Yeah, Taylor has, but maybe Taylor has with this woman, but maybe the man that woman is now with has not. He's had a heteronormative relationship with the her in question. The wish you could still touch her comes off of Taylor's tongue so easily. So easily. It makes my queer heart sing. Even if it's all a big Taylor, if Taylor comes out and says that, this song is about her, and Taylor herself is the her in question, and she just really likes talking about herself in third person, great, that's awesome. I don't have a problem with that. But I do love the queer reading of this song as Taylor lamenting about a past female lover who is now with a man. And, many a queer can relate to that story. Thanks for stopping by to the Grotto. See you next time.
Let's move on to our thoughts.
Okay.
Shall we? Overall thoughts. Would you care to go first?
Sure. Why not? I only have a few thoughts. Midnights as a whole is a bop. Mm-hmm. We're just going to forget that Dear Reader exists. So the whole album is a pop. When the album first came out, I wasn't a huge fan of this song. I think it was something about the cadence of it. I don't know. It didn't strike me as super catchy or my vibe in the beginning, but time helped me with that. And now I will admit that it is an earworm. And all I have to say or hear is someone say, "Can I ask you a question anywhere in life?" And then boom, it's stuck in my head for the rest of the day.
There you go. For me, it just makes me realize what I already believe to be true, which is that Taylor is a person who feels a lot of feelings. And, related, she is a person who holds on to feelings for a long, long time. And in both of these aspects, she's just like me for real.
For real.
For real. Also, Mr. Jack Antonoff's production on this song, and all of Midnight's, in fact, is super strong. This is a catchy song. I like it. I liked it when Midnight's first came out. I still do. The critic who called it a synth pop banger really nailed it for me. So let's move on to ratings. We rate every song on a 1 to 10 scale. 1 is very bad, 10 is very good, and 5 is very, very mid. Kimberly, how do you rate question?
We gave it a 7. I said V fun, much bop.
There it is.
And that's all I'll say about that.
No further questions, Your Honor. For me, I like it a little better, so I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's a very strong pop song on a very strong pop record. So, I like it a lot. But it could be better. Could be better. It's not a 9, certainly not out of 10, but solid 8. Feel good about it.
Yeah. In the upper portion, but not perfect.
Indubitably.
Ayo, Pod Gremlin maybe rating. Question is a 10 out of 10. No question. Mic drop.
If you would like to tell us how you rate question, you can do that on Spotify. There will be a poll in the episode description of this episode. Or you can do it on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram, and we are on Threads, and we are on X, and we are on TikTok, and we are on YouTube. All that.
CBLU_podcast.
Yep.
Or search Cowboys Like Us. I'm sure you'll find us.
And the poll will be on Instagram, Threads, and X. Not on TikTok or YouTube, probably, but still.
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to find it.
Yep. Follow us on all the platforms. Then you'll find it. You can vote 3 times if you want. Who will know? Madeline, maybe, but not me.
Madeline won't care, though.
Nope. Just be happy that someone voted.
Give us a 5-star rating.
Or don't vote. That's also an option.
Or give us whatever you want, but like 5-star would be cool.
No, see, here it is. You can rate us 5 stars, or you can choose not to rate us. That is the only option. It's like Uber, 5 stars or nothing.
Anyway,
we will be back next week to talk about which song, Kimberly?
the last time.
That's right, The Last Time from Red, featuring Gary Lightbody, a.k.a. the dude from Snow Patrol, a.k.a. the band that had that one song called Chasing Cars.
That Grey's Anatomy used 100,000 different ways.
That's right. If you've seen Grey's Anatomy, you've heard that song.
And every cover that exists of that song.
Yep. But until then, thank you so much for listening. Follow us on our social media platforms, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, bye.
Pod Gremlin maybe here. Thanks for listening to Cowboys Like Us. Follow us on all platforms at CBLU_podcast. You can find us on Instagram, X, the zombie Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. We're now posting our episodes on YouTube. Head over there and like and subscribe. All of these links can be found in our link tree in the episode description. Thanks for supporting the pod. Y'all come back now, you hear?